All right, boys. I'm going to do my week 3 predictions for the NFL here. What I'm going to do is every Wednesday, I'm going to do these NFL week predictions. And then every Thursday, I'm going to do a power rankings video. So first off, we got the Steelers versus the Browns, Thursday Night Football. This is a toss-up for me, in my opinion. They got the line at -4.5 for Cleveland. But I think the Steelers very well could have a chance of winning this game too. However, I got the Browns winning this game, probably by a touchdown. I think they're both extremely struggling offenses. Terrible quarterbacks. I just think that one offense is way worse than the other, and that is the Steelers offense, in my opinion. Simply because of Mitchell Trubisky. Mitchell Trubisky should not have a starting position in the league, and he is absolutely abysmal, and he has proven that within the first 2 weeks because they are bottom 10 in the NFL in scoring offensive points, and Mitchell Trubisky has put up horrendous stats. Jacoby Brissett on the other hand has not looked horrible, and Nick Chubb is an absolute beast. So for that reason, I'm gonna go with the Browns winning on Thursday Night Football. The Saints and the Panthers. This one's pretty self-explanatory. I got the Saints winning this game. The line is -3 for New Orleans. The Panthers suck right now, dude. They just lost to the Giants. Although the Giants don't look horrible right now, still it's a loss to the Giants, and they had a very close loss to the Browns, who have one of the worst offenses in the league, like I was talking about. The Panthers just need to figure out a whole bunch of stuff. Meanwhile, the Saints had a great week 1, and then if the fight didn't break out week 2, things would have gone way differently. But overall, I think the Saints, nothing to panic there. They still have a decent offense. Alvin Kamara is a little banged up, but shouldn't play that much of a factor, because Mark Ingram looked decent playing against the Bucs. I think it should just be a win for the Saints here, no questions asked. Next up, we got the Texans and the Bears. I got the Bears winning this game. The line is -2.5 for Chicago. They are playing in Chicago, which is a major advantage for the Bears. But I think overall, look, you shouldn't be sleeping on the Texans right now. I think the Texans don't look as bad as people think they look. The problem with the Texans, O-line is a major problem, especially when Laramie Tunsil keeps getting injured. But more importantly, they don't have a game plan on offense, and Davis Mills struggles to get things done. Whether it's, getting the ball inside the numbers downfield, or just even moving the chains to get a first down. He just can't get it done. And their run game is very slow. Like, they are not establishing a run game. Meanwhile, the Bears, David Montgomery looks absolutely incredible. There are times when Justin Fields has really big moments. So for that reason, I'm going to go with the Bears. Both the defenses are pretty much equal, so it's going to be an offensive shootout. And hopefully they give Justin Fields more attempts at passing the ball, because he only had 11 passing attempts last game against the Packers. Absolutely terrible. As your franchise quarterback, you need to give him more looks. And I'm hoping he does better this game, because I love Justin Fields. We got the Raiders versus the Titans. I got the Raiders winning this game. The Titans look like this year. The Titans look terrible. The Titans look like a bottom 10 team in the league right now. It is absolutely insane to me that they managed. First of all, I didn't think they should have been the #1 seed last year. People were overhyping the Titans crazily. Mike Vrabel is an incredible coach, but this team is terrible. Now that they lost A.J. Brown, Ryan Tannehill absolutely has no one to pass to now. He doesn't trust Robert Woods, which is weird to me, but he doesn't trust Robert Woods. Traylon Burks isn't getting it going. Derrick Henry is regressing. He does not look like the Derrick Henry we know and love. And overall, dude, I think the Raiders are going to on the Titans. They got the line -2 for Las Vegas, but I don't think it's going to be that close, dude. I think the Raiders are going to have a field day with the Titans. The Titans just look terrible. Their defense is mediocre. The Raiders don't look good either, but they, on pen and paper, are way better than Titans, and I think Derek Carr should be able to get the job done here against the Titans. Next up, we got the Chiefs versus the Colts. This is very self-explanatory. I got the Chiefs easily beating the Colts here. The line is -6.5. Again, Colts look terrible. I don't know what's going on with the Colts. It literally comes down to a coaching situation over there, because they have the personnel. They should be going off on all cylinders, and they're not. They got shut up by the Jags. They tied the Texans. I mean, what the hell are you guys doing? It is unreal that they are playing this bad right now. And the Chiefs, I said it before the season started in my NFL predictions. I'm going to keep saying it. They're still a Super Bowl contending team, and they came out and proved that very quickly. They look almost unbeatable, and they are incredible to watch. Yeah, I'm going with the Chiefs here. Next up, we got the Bills versus the Dolphins. The line for this is -6 Bills. A lot of people are going to call me crazy for this one, but I got the Dolphins winning this game. Yes, in the past 7 games, the Bills have won against Miami in very shutout fashion every single time. However, the Bills secondary, in my opinion, is very lacking. I think people overhype how good the Bills defense is. And don't get me wrong, the Bills defense is incredible. Obviously, probably the best in the league. People don't realize that there are 2 rookie corners back there that still are struggling. Yes, they have Micah Hyde back there. Yes, they have Jordan Poyer, but those are the only 2 guys getting it done. And Micah Hyde didn't play week 1 and didn't really do much in the game versus the Titans on week 2. And their rookie corners are still developing and have not really shown what they can actually do and what their potential actually is. So it's literally just Jordan Poyer back there. I really think that the Bills secondary is not as good as people think it is. Not to mention, they played the Rams week 1 off a Super Bowl hangover, and the Rams are mad struggling right now. The fact that they barely beat the Falcons in week 2, it's tough for the Rams right now. And so to say that they beat the previous Super Bowl champions is not that much of a brag. And then in week 2, they played the Titans, who, like I said earlier, are... Yes, the Bills are still incredible. Don't get me wrong. They're still one of the best teams in the league and probably the most favorited for the Super Bowl. This is a way closer matchup than a lot of people should be looking at it. The Dolphins are nasty this year, and we should start looking at the Dolphins as Super Bowl contenders. I said at the beginning of the season that they were sneaky good, but I didn't realize how good they were actually going to be. Week 1, they had a shutout game against the Patriots. Their defense looked immaculate. And then week 2, they finally proved how good their offense can be. And Tua looks unstoppable. And not to mention Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, which, by the way, we know from previous years that the Bills' weakness is Tyreek Hill. He goes off in every single game that he has played against Buffalo. So I think people should not count out the Dolphins here. And I'm going to go... They're also playing in Miami. I'm going to go with a Dolphins win here. I think this is going to be my upset of the week. And a lot of people should be looking at this game the same way I'm looking at it. Vikings-Lions. This is another game I'm super excited to watch. The line is -6 for Minnesota. I think it's going to be a close one. I don't think it's going to... I don't see the Vikings winning by a touchdown here. But I do think it's going to be Vikings coming out on top in a close one. Simply because Justin Jefferson is going to roast their secondary. And the Lions secondary is already really bad. But the Lions are top 7 in the league right now when it comes to points per game and the amount of points they are putting up total. Jared Goff does not look terrible right now. They put up a fight against one of the best teams in the league right now, the Eagles. DeAndre Swift looks incredible. Amon-Ra is arguably a top 10 wide receiver in the league right now, which is crazy to say. And Aiden Hutchinson is a monster, and he's going to give Kirk Cousins a run for his money. But at the end of the day, Justin Jefferson's going to outclass them. And I think the Vikings defense is going to prove to get to Jared Goff a lot and is going to make him struggle at getting the ball to his playmakers. Next up, we got the Ravens versus the Patriots. The line for that is -3 Baltimore. See it being -3. I think Baltimore's going to kill the Patriots here. The Ravens look really good. Even though they lost to the Dolphins, it's not that bad to lose to the Dolphins right now, considering the Dolphins look unstoppable. Even losing to the Dolphins, they still put up a lot of points against them. The Ravens look really good. I don't think the Patriots defense is going to be able to keep up. Bengals versus Jets. The line is -5 Cincy. This is a trap game. I think this is the trap game of the week here. I'm still going to put the Bengals out on top here. But, dude, do not be shocked if the Jets win this game. They won last year in their previous outing. That was in New Jersey as well. And they are playing in Jets home field again. So that's going to help them out a lot. Joe Flacco looked really good last week against the Browns. And the Browns, we know, are no defense to scoff at. I think their offense is really good. I just don't see their offense keeping up with Joe Burrow's. Also, the Jets don't really have anyone to pressure Joe Burrow. That being said, their offensive line still looks terrible. So I wouldn't be surprised if Joe Burrow gets sacked at least 3 times. But Sauce Gardner may be out for this game. And that's a big, big factor in it. And that's why I think the Bengals are going to win. Because A, Their offense looks way better than the Jets, even though the Jets' offense doesn't look bad. And B, Sauce Gardner may be out, and that's their only chance of stopping Jamar Chase. Eagles versus Commies. I mean, this is just a given. The Eagles are going to smoke the Commies. The line is -6.5 for Philly, and that's a fairly good line there. There's no chance the Commanders' defense is going to put up a fight against Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts looks unstoppable right now, and we need to start looking at the Eagles as a Super Bowl contender along with the Dolphins, because these two teams look incredible. I knew they were going to be good. I didn't think they were going to be this good. Jags versus Chargers. This is another blowout here. The Chargers are going to whoop the Jags. The Jags look really good this year, surprisingly. There's no way they're putting up a fight against Justin Herbert and that offense. The line is -7 Chargers. Rams versus Cardinals. I think this is going to be a fairly close game, but I'm going to have the Cardinals losing it and the Rams winning it. The line is -3.5 for the Rams. Like I said, the Rams are hard struggling. They got shit on in week 1 against the best team in the league, and then they struggled to put up any kind of a performance against the Falcons and almost lost that game. I don't think the Cardinals have what it takes to beat the Rams here. The Cardinals are one of the worst in the league in the passing game, and Cam Akers is finally starting to get some reps, and I mean, we'll see. This is a toss-up. We'll see. Who knows about this one? I just think that the Rams look better than the Cardinals right now. The Cardinals win was impressive, but it was against a struggling team in the Raiders. So Falcons versus Seahawks. This is a weird one, man. They got the line at -2 Seattle. I don't see it. I'm going to go with the Falcons winning this one. Seattle had a great win in week 1 against the Broncos, but I'm going to talk about the Broncos when I get to them. They just look... Geno Smith's not that guy. He's not. He had a great week 1, and that's about it. He looked abysmal against the 49ers. They can't get a run game going. They lost Jamal Adams, so their defense is now mad struggling. Quandre Diggs is not getting much done. They don't have a pass rush. I think the Falcons have every right to win this game. That being said, who knows? You know, any given Sunday. Plus, the Falcons also don't look like they look... For a bottom 5 team in the league, they look good, but just not what you would expect. But I think Mariota is going to school the Seahawks secondary, especially with Drake London. Packers versus Bucks. I think the Bucks are just going to on the Packers. They got the line at -1 Tampa Bay. This game is not going to be close. That close, I don't think. I really don't believe that this game is going to be that close. Tampa Bay had a weird 2 weeks, but they still proved that they are up there with some of the best teams in the league. I just don't see that check down, screen, jet sweep offense working against the Bucks. They're gonna stuff it up, and Leonard Fournette's gonna run all over the Packers. Hopefully you get some of your offensive threats back, but even then, Tom Brady will get it to Scotty Miller or whoever he's got to get it to win the game. Then you got Sunday Night Football, 49ers versus Broncos. The 49ers win this game. They got the line at -1.5 for San Francisco, and although I don't agree with that line, this game is not going in Broncos' favor. Nathaniel Hackett has to go. He has to go. This is the worst. This is some of the worst coaching personnel and coaching decisions and playmaking and whatever you call it I have ever seen in my entire life watching football. Nathaniel Hackett sucks, man. This dude is so clueless. How are you going to tell me that he trusts Brandon McManus to make a 64-yard field goal in clutch time to win a football game, but then in week 2, he doesn't trust Brandon McManus to make a 59-yard field goal to tie the game up 9-9, and instead punts the ball at the... What was it? They were ruled at like the 47 or 46, and the punt was from midfield. What kind of sense does that make, Hackett? Also, his time management is terrible. Also, his decision making is that of a toddler. He takes so long to make a decision, and because of that, they always get penalized for it. And then Russell Wilson, I mean, the chemistry there looks awful, dude. It looks absolutely terrible. You could tell from the sidelines that they don't really like Wilson. You could tell, in game that people struggle to listen to him and read the plays because, I don't know, they just don't like Russell Wilson. The fans are booing them. I don't know how to feel about this Broncos team. I think the Broncos now are going to be one of the worst teams in the league, to be honest, because they just don't have that chemistry yet, and Nathaniel Hackett sucks. He's terrible. Also, they're not utilizing Javonte Williams. I don't know why, because when they run the ball, they average 5 yards per carry. Javonte Williams is disgustingly good. Melvin Gordon's getting too many touches. And then finally, we got Monday Night Football, Cowboys versus Giants. I'm going to agree with the line on this one. And this is going to be another, I feel like, I don't even know if you could call this an upset now, but I was going to call this my second upset game of the week. But I don't think you can call this an upset. I think the Giants win this game. They got the line at -1 for the Giants. They're playing in New Jersey, which is big. The Giants look good right now. They had a really good outing against Carolina. And then they beat the Titans, which, yes, I have been saying the Titans are terrible, and I still stand by that. But it's still the Titans. And you shouldn't scoff on them because we all know what they did last year. And so to win against the Titans like that is pretty good. I think it comes down to which team is going to run the ball better. I think the Giants are going to run over the Cowboys every single day of the week with Saquon. I think Saquon's going to come up big in this week. I also think that the Giants secondary is going to come up big against Cooper Rush. Giants secondary is already, I think it's top 12 in the league right now in the pass game. Throughout both outings, they haven't allowed more than 40 points, which is pretty big for them. Sack-wise, they have 3 total sacks on the year, which is really good for the Giants D-line because it sucked last year, and now it's looking pretty solid. I think the Giants are underrated now. As crazy as that is to say, I think the Giants are pretty underrated, and I think they could easily beat the Cowboys here, especially against Cooper Rush. Yeah, that's my predictions for week 3 of the NFL this week. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Make sure to tune in tomorrow for my power rankings on all 32 teams in the league. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.